Welcome to episode 1 of Epic Setup Builds. This series is simple. I buy cool stuff on Amazon and then we build an epic setup with it. Let's start with the desk. The box was definitely damaged during shipping. The price was around $100 and it's a white L-shaped gaming desk, which I'm very excited about since I'm always building wooden setups and I've always wanted to build a white RGB setup, so this is finally gonna be it. I see a pretty big amount of screws. I don't really like that, and apparently it's a wooden look instead of that white glossy IKEA Linman tabletop look. By the way, if you're wondering if I'm gonna wear the suit all video, I so definitely am. These are all the legs. I don't think this was on the picture, and I also don't know what it is, to be honest. I guess you push it in like this, and maybe this is to hang on the side of the desk. Now I think they didn't send me the right desk, so this is what I ordered, and this bag from the side, which by the way is also on the manual, is nowhere to be found on the picture of the desk I ordered. Also, this desk is currently unavailable. Now what isn't unavailable is this desk, and I think that this is the one I got. So this one does have the bag on the side, and also look at this here. These are definitely the legs of the riser of the second setup. So then I guess this is the price of the desk, and it seems like it's insanely popular. Not sure how we're gonna use this, but it's definitely for this corner. It's probably to support this plank. Now one thing I can definitely tell you is that this desk seems to be way smaller than I expected. Now when building stuff like this, organizing your screws is very important, and man, there's a lot of them. It feels like pretty decent material, but it looks like the desk overall is gonna be very small. The first thing they want you to build is what's gonna be the corner. I'm really curious how big the desk is gonna turn out. Alright, so this is completely connected. I'm very afraid to screw these on too tight. So in the box they also include something they call adjusting foot pads. And you just screw it on like this. And then if you do this everywhere, then afterwards, if this side is a bit too low, you can just screw them off a bit. And then that way you can adjust the whole desk. So I don't feel the desk is that small. There's definitely enough sitting room here. The only thing I'm worried about is that it's not that deep. So I'm quickly gonna take the mouse pad I'm gonna use. By the way, I made this myself for this video. I will talk about it in a minute. It barely fits the desk, but it does, and I think these colors will look amazing with the keyboard and the mouse I got. I'm gonna move the desk to the middle of the room so we can walk around it and build it. Now before we finish this desk, I want to thank the exciting sponsor of this video, which is Loupedeck. While many of you will have heard about the Loupedeck Live, you probably didn't know they've been working on a budget version, which is available for pre-order right now. This will be an all-in-one control deck for streamers with programmable touchscreen macro buttons in the middle and programmable dials on the side for audio control and other actions. The Loupedeck Live S won't only be for controlling OBS, Streamlabs, Twitch, YouTube, etc. because in the Loupedeck marketplace within their existing software you can install integrations with many well-known programs like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve and more. The Loupedeck team is also working on mixer software which will allow you to control your stream audio and PC audio separately. This combined with all macro functionality makes this the ultimate control deck for streamers, and I'm really excited about the launch of this Loupedeck Live S and the software later this year. Using my special link you can still access their 44% pre-order discount. Now be aware, this is very limited, so if you are as excited as I am about this launch, then I suggest you pre-order this as soon as you can. You can find the Indiegogo discount link on the first line of this video's description. Now since this Loupedeck Live S is going to be a budget version of this Loupedeck Live, I asked them to send their premium Loupedeck Live over to me to use in this setup, and they clearly did, so we are going to be installing this Loupedeck Live a bit later, but let's get back to the desk now. Now when it comes to installing the PC in the setup, I think we have two options. Either the PC comes right here in the corner, or another option would be using this shelf that they include and connecting the legs to it and installing it right here with the PC on top of it on display like this. So let's quickly assemble this plank. To be honest, at first I thought this setup was gonna be quite scuffed, but this is definitely going to end up being a great setup. And then we can put this PC on top, kinda like this in the middle. So if you look at it from this way, I think it'll look awesome in the end. Now I kinda got a problem because my first idea was to put this Astronaut right there on the shelf. Now our PC took that spot, so I think the best plan will be installing monitor 1 and then monitor 2, install them both on this dual monitor arm, and then a bit later we can check out this Astronaut Galaxy lamp and then figure out where to put it, maybe right here. Now I hope they're gonna look pretty similar since that would be awesome for the setup. This stand is very light plastic, and then this is the monitor itself. So it is an IPS screen. As you can see, it's a frameless design, 75 Hz. I think we are going to have a big problem here. If you look at the back, the wall mount is very low on the monitor here. And if you look at this monitor, it's kind of in the middle. So if both sides of this dual monitor arm aren't height adjusted, adjustable separately, then these two screens are gonna be hanging like this. Let's figure out if that's gonna be the case. So I guess this is a box in a box. Now, the look of this doesn't predict anything good. I don't believe this is gonna be height adjustable. I think the purpose of this is that you buy two similar monitors. Yeah, this is the case. Now, that's kind of a bummer. I'm gonna hang one monitor like this, and then I'm gonna hang the other one vertical. The mousepad is a bit too big for the desk, so the monitor arm will need to go on top of the mousepad. So the arm slides over the stand, included in the box, or these plates for on the back. And after attaching it with these really handy screws, you can just slide the monitor on the arm. We can shove the vertical monitor on there too. I'm gonna lower the whole thing just enough. Now, I'm really happy how this turned out. These two monitors like this, and then only one arm in the middle. This looks very clean. It is time to check out the keyboard, and I'm very sure that a lot of you are gonna love it. The reason I'm so certain about it is that it looks like an expensive, aesthetically pleasing, custom-built 60% keyboard. However, the price of this thing is $29. That's right. Now, does it sound good? No, it sounds like plastic, and you can hear the metal reverberating after you press a key. You can actually hear it. However, it does look like an aesthetically pleasing custom keyboard. It also doesn't have a click, which is amazing for streaming. This doesn't look like a cheap budget setup. And let's be honest, just look at this. This looks amazing. I am sure many of you are going to like this keyboard. And you guessed it, I also have the perfect mouse for this setup. Now, since we are building a streaming setup here, I want to remind you that I have a Skillshare course for OBS Studio. I launched it a while ago. The reviews are extremely positive, and it explains everything you need to go from zero to having a complete stream setup and ready to start streaming. I will add a link to the description that gives you 1 month for free, so you can get the free trial, watch my course, then cancel it, and you won't have paid anything. This is a mouse many of you will know. It's the glorious Model O. It's also the wired version. By the way, this wire is very soft. It's not one of those hard plasticky wires like this one from the keyboard, because over time this will get weird shapes and you won't really get it straight again. This one, as you can see, is very soft, and I mean, look at this. This looks amazing. I'm gonna connect the wire of the keyboard as well. We are going to do cable management later. I bought some cable management trays, so I'm gonna install that. For now, I'm just gonna leave everything hanging down there. That sounded weird. Now, we need to talk about this mousepad for a second. I made this design specifically for this video. I think a lot of people are gonna want the same setup, since this is really cheap and it looks amazing together with the mousepad. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this logo, make it a universal design, and then I will upload it to a Stream Elements merch store. So if you wanna copy this setup, you can order the mousepad right there. I really don't think I make a big cut on there, so I'm not doing it for the revenue. It's just that many people like to copy the setups I build, so I want to give you the opportunity. Now, what I would like to do is attaching RGB strips right here on the back across the whole desk. I did install those kind of strips in my main desk setup when I built it, and I wouldn't mind taking them off for this video. However, I'm not even sure if that's possible. They are very sticky. Now, if I remember correctly, I should still have the strips from my wish.com setup. Let's give us some light. So under here, there's some stuff from wish.com, like the broken keyboard they sent, but there we go. I still have the strips. These are gonna be perfect for the setup. Now, even though these specific ones are from wish.com, there are tons of cheap options you can find on Amazon. I will definitely link some options in the description. Like most strips, they come with adhesive tape on the back. I'm not gonna use that now, since I want to reuse these strips later. And if you have a bit of money to spend, I would definitely recommend strips from Govee. I will also link those in the description together with all the other gear. So this is the last one. By the way, a great tip: if you buy strips that are very long, you can route them across the back of your desk and then tape them to the back of the monitor arm, make them go up like this, and then tape them across the edges of the screen like this. So then if you make sure that you hide everything properly, then nothing we just did will be visible from the front, but it will cast RGB on the wall once we put the setup in the corner. And well, this RGB we just installed, together with everything we have here from Govee, is definitely gonna look awesome on the wall. By the way, this suit was a very bad idea. This is extremely hot. Now, when you build a setup like this with the PC further away from the rest of the setup, what will happen is that cables are too short. And in that case, you will need a USB extension hub. You just plug it into the PC and then route it to the bottom of the desk. And that way you can see it arriving here below the screens, together with the power strip that's under there. And later in the video, we will install this cable tray, and we can take a preview already. Oh, it's more than one. This couldn't be more perfect. So we have one for each side of the desk, but I want to install the setup first so we know where they are needed exactly, so we can plug in our keyboard in the hub and then also our mouse. And now let's put it here for now. So I connected everything that's currently installed, and if everything works, I should be able to turn on this PC. It is running now. Sadly, there aren't any lights inside the PC because it was a budget one. Let's try to turn on this monitor. I cannot seem to turn it on, but apparently there's a lock here. I fear this monitor doesn't work. Let's try another cable. It simply doesn't want to turn on. So I'm going to replace it with this one here. This is one of my current monitors. However, it's 27-inch instead of 24. By the way, if you build a desk like this, you're going to need longer cables. I will link them in the description. So let's turn this monitor on. I hope it works. What? You are kidding me. This can't be real. This can't be real. I literally broke this monitor. Yesterday it was standing right there on my desk and the monitor fell down and this was lying on the desk. So this is a pretty sharp HDMI corner adapter and I did see a small scratch on the monitor. However, I thought, phew, it's not broken. Let's enter my pin and this one should turn on now. Alright, so we've got one working monitor now. Now I guess we're gonna have to replace this monitor with another 27-inch one. So this is gonna be a 27-inch setup instead of 24. This can only happen to me. In case I didn't mention it, this is an RGB keyboard. I will pause the screen so you can see what it looks like. In case you wanna get a good look on the broken monitor, there is the star. You can see if I push on it that it looks weird. So yeah, I guess I destroyed this monitor. So I replaced the monitor. This is how it looks now. They are both 27-inch. Let's hope I don't break these ones now. The next thing I want to check out is a webcam from Razer. I have no idea how to pronounce the name, so I'm not even gonna try. The packaging does look pretty premium. It feels premium as well. And on the side is a ring light, and I'm really curious if this is gonna be enough to light ourselves or if we're gonna need an extra LED panel as a light. So let's install it on the monitor. I'm gonna plug it in the USB hub on the bottom. Apparently once the webcam starts capturing, the LED ring will also turn on. Alright, it works and whoa, it doesn't look bad at all. Actually, it's really good. This is impressive. Let's try the ring light. Oh, there we go. Well, I'm not sure if it's gonna be visible right here. Maybe I have to make a screen recording. Okay, it should be recording. Now I think we can agree that this looks amazing, especially for a webcam. I really feel like this looks sharper than most webcams. Let me look at the price. Okay, so I found it on Amazon. Let's see for the reveal. $71? This is an impressive webcam. I really can't get over how sharp this looks. Impressive. Now, if it wasn't obvious already, I've been waiting to check out this Astronaut the whole time. It's also the reason I thought of a Galaxy theme. There is a remote that comes with it in the box. Let's plug it in into the PC as well. This thing looks awesome. I mean, look at this. Let's remove this plastic. If you take a close look at it, you can see the projector on the inside, and on the back on his backpack you can turn it on. And let's see if there are different modes. Okay, so basically changing the color of the middle. Ooh, this is a nice one. This looks pretty sick. Now I'm going to turn off this light, going to unplug the other one as well. So I want to test this light plus then this aimed at the background. Man, this looks awesome. Okay, so let's put this here and then aim it at the background. You can just move the head, it's completely detachable. And let's see how this looks. Let's readjust the webcam so we can change where the Galaxy is being displayed on the wall. And by holding this button on his backpack, you can remove the green dots. So this looks much better now. The green dots were kind of ruining everything. And we're going to add another light, but this setup doesn't really need one. The light of this webcam is definitely decent. However, if you look at this PC here and also right there in the background, they are all very dark and very noisy because this webcam is only lighting my face. Now I saw that the focus was constantly changing and the exposure as well, so I disabled autofocus and auto exposure, and I gotta say it looks amazing now. It looks much better. The light in the background is also much more visible now. So yeah, amazing webcam and really cool Astronaut. Now for the microphones, I first planned to use this newer microphone. It's $30, which is very cheap for a mic. However, then I thought to myself, this is a very decent setup, so then I decided I was gonna use this microphone. However, this cost $180. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly compare both of them. Now both of them are very similar. They come with a microphone arm, a stand to connect to your desk, and then the mic itself. Now in order to test both of these mics, I need a way to listen to the result, so I figured I could check out the headset first. Now the reason I really wanted to check out this headset is because it has an insane amount of reviews on Amazon. The microphone comes separately in the box, and this is kind of amazing because when you're streaming you're using a microphone, and in that case you don't really need this mic, so then you can just disconnect it and it's not in your way at all. Ooh, these are noise cancelling quite a bit. Hello, 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 hello. I've never seen this before, but on the side, as you can see, you can control how much noise is being cancelled. So you could choose to completely close it or completely open it, in which case a lot of the sound from your surroundings will still get through. Okay, so I am going to test a $180 microphone first. By the way, apparently the kit version of this microphone with the boom arm included is $200. So I think we are ready to test the DT mic. Everything should be recording. I still can't get over how good this Razer webcam looks. There's also a pro version of this webcam that's like $20 more expensive expensive, but I don't really know which extra features that webcam has. I should check it. It's one of those microphones that sound good right out of the box. It sounds pretty deep and pretty processed already, and if you can afford the price of $200, I definitely think this is a pretty good kit. You can also mute the microphone, you can change the input volume, and then change your headset volume in case you connect them to the mic. Let's test the cheap microphone. I'm really curious. So this is a test of the cheaper microphone, the second one since the previous test I did. The other one was still recording. I'm really curious how this will sound since, as I said, the price is $35. I think a lot of people are gonna like this microphone, especially for the price, and I think people are gonna hate me if I disconnect this mic and then use a $200 one. So I'm gonna keep this one as an addition to this streaming setup. Now I assume people will want a mic check of the headset too. So I think you will be able to hear the mic. I didn't go over the audio controller of the headset yet. You can enable or disable surround sound in the middle, and then with the buttons around you can change the sound of your game and then your voice chat separately. You can also clip it somewhere like this. I did some more testing with this headset, and if you don't need a wireless headset, then this is a great choice. I feel like it's time to add the device that will bring all of this together. This is the Loupedeck Live, and so this is the premium version of the Loupedeck Live S that I was talking about in the sponsor segment. So as I said, I asked them to send over their premium version so we could use it in the setup. In the box they have a little stand, you can just attach it to the back and then it stands up like this. The buttons on the bottom can be programmed to go to different pages or workspaces, etc. You can also scroll on the screen, and now let's say I press on the YouTube button on the Loupedeck, then my browser will open and it will go to YouTube. Now inside the Loupedeck software there is a bunch of customizability. You can change everything here. As an example, you could go to an empty page on the bottom, then go to OBS integrations, then under scenes for example, you will find your current scenes to drag to the Loupedeck to switch to them. Under volume mixer, you will find everything that's in your current audio mixer, and just like right now, as you can see, this knob is for Spotify volume. You could drag a source to here, and then this knob here could be to control this slider of your microphone, for example. Under the marketplace on top, you can find a bunch of integrations. You can install them and you'll see them here. Now this Loupedeck software goes very in depth, which is a big strength because you can customize everything. If you want to know everything about it, then my in-depth tutorial will be linked in the cards. Now I'll mention it again since they are sponsoring this video. This is their premium Loupedeck Live. This is obviously currently available, and what they are working on right now is the budget version of this, the Loupedeck Live S, plus their mixer software. The frame will be plastic and you'll have 2 of these dials instead of 6. However, you'll get the same touchscreen macro buttons in the middle and the exact same software plus the mixer software later this year. Now it is finally time to fix this whole cable mess, and we're gonna do it with real man stuff. The battery is dead. Let's try the other one. Wow, real men are strong. That'll do. So these under-desk cable trays are pretty cheap. There are 2 of them in the box. They're from strong metal, and the way you connect them is you take one of these rings, you push the screw through it, and then you can connect it like this to your desk. Let's screw it in. And now I can move this power strip in here together with a bunch of cables. So I'll probably show a time lapse of this because it's gonna be pretty boring. However, it is absolutely necessary for a clean setup. Now I've quickly put the setup in the corner, and if I turn on our Astronaut, let's remove the green dots. As you can see, this looks pretty sick. Now we do have a pretty big problem, however. This remote, which is for the LED strips on the back, it simply doesn't work. The red really should be purple to match the mousepad. So I'm taking off my own strips, which are from Govee. These will be absolutely perfect for the setup. However, they are a bit more expensive, of course, than the Wish.com strips. So I connected the Govee LED strips across the whole back of the desk, as well as an extra cable tray right there. And this is perfect for routing stuff from one side of the desk to the other. And these strips are much better. Look at the synergy between the mousepad and then the strips on the wall. Now I also bought a headphone stand. It's pretty cheap, and on the pictures it looked kind of stylish. So this is the base. You just screw the stick in, so you also connect that, and this looks pretty good. It's much taller than expected. So now instead of throwing the headset over here, we can give the stand its own place. This fits perfectly, and then hang the headset on top of it. Now it should be like this. And this is a small change, but it really impacts how clean your setup looks. And I think it's about time to add our wall panels now. I have really been looking forward to these. So these are the Govee Glide Hexa. Now inside of the package there are 12 of these hexagon panels, and I think we can all take a guess what these panels are based on. They are in competition with Nanoleaf panels, however they are cheaper, so I'm really looking forward to checking checking these out. These are all the cables and control modules, and they include this. I don't know the name in English, but you can use this when installing them to make sure they are exactly horizontal. Now I'm not really sure which shape I want to make with these. Alright, I decided that's gonna be really hard to hang on the wall. Now these panels are really cool. I'm gonna plug one of them in. These are gonna look amazing on the wall. So this is what I chose for the design, and now the task is to take these panels off. It's pretty hard, but you should manage to be able to do it. And then after taking them off the wall, it's a matter of connecting all of them. So then when reattaching them, none of the cables but one will be visible. And now once the calibration is finished, we can actually change the color. There's also a bunch of color themes, for example, sunset, ripple. Let's see what that is. That's kind of cool, but for now I'm simply gonna make it purple, so let's see. There we go, that's perfect for this setup. Now since the setup has a ring light, I completely forgot about the LED panel. I've used this light a lot on the channel before, so I'm not gonna go over everything about it. So I connected the light without any visible stand, also not at all on the bottom, and I did it with one of these versatile webcam arms. So as you can see, I attached it to the back of the monitor arm. That way it's completely invisible and the light just floats above the monitor. The light also works on battery power, it is right now. You can see the remaining charge here, and then on the side you can change the color temperature and then the brightness. And so this is the end result of the Galaxy streaming setup. If you really like this custom mousepad I made specifically for this video, I will link it in the description. And if this video inspired you to start streaming, I have an OBS Studio Skillshare course. You can watch it for free for 1 month, also linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed building this setup. I'm gonna build a lot more on the channel, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.